Hi guys, in this video I will show you how to quickly and very easily make an oversized scrunchie. They only take about 10 minutes to make. They're perfect for yourself, your friends, or maybe to sell at markets as a grab-and-go item. So I hope you like it, I hope you understand. And this is my first video. I am sure that no one is going to watch it, but it's okay. It's okay. Bye! Okay, so for this tutorial, I chose a fabric that I just printed out, a booby fabric, as you can see, because all boobies are pretty, and it's basically just to support women and basically same but different movement. I like to call it that way. So what I'm doing now is I'm cutting the width of the scrunchie, and I chose it to be a little bit more oversized, so I'm going to cut 18 centimeters. And now I'm cutting the excess fabric. I couldn't find my scissors, so I just cut the end with the roller. If you have scissors, you're more than welcome to cut it with scissors. And now we have fabric for 2 scrunchies. If you choose to do so, you can use them both. It doesn't really matter the length of it. If you want to be precise, the length of my fabric measures 66 centimeters by 18 centimeters to be completely precise. You will need some kind of elastic band. I chose a 1 centimeter wide elastic, a bodkin pin, or just a normal pin to thread the elastic in the scrunchie. And I have some labels that I chose to put on the scrunchie. They're not at all mandatory, so you can entirely do the scrunchie without them. So once you get all your items and your piece of fabric, you're just going to fold it in half, and you're going to take the width of the fabric and you're going to sew a line where my finger is, just down. So I'm just going to do that, make sure it's aligned, and I'm going to sew a line down the length of the fabric, backstitch, and once you're finished, just backstitch again, and this part is ready. This is pretty much the only difficult, I wouldn't say difficult, a little bit tricky part. So we have the line that we just sewed down, and we're going to put the seam in the middle. As you can see, we're going to take one side and flip it in, take the other and flip it in as well. And we're just going to fold it again to make this inner piece as small as possible. Then we're going to fold the outer piece on top of each other, and we're going to sew just from top to bottom. So we're at the machine here, and I'm just going to show you one more time. So we take the seam and put it in the middle that we just sewn. Here's the middle of it. Now we're going to fold one piece inside, again the other inside. We're going to try and make this piece as small as possible, as I already showed you. It doesn't really matter how you fold it, just keep it small, and then fold the big piece on top. And this is where you're going to make a stitch line, basically sew from top to bottom. And we're just sewing down, easy, calm, controlled. Make sure that the inner piece stays inside. You can always check it to make sure you don't grab it and sew accidentally on top of it. And once you have about 1 or 2 centimeters from the bottom stitch, the first stitch, you stop and, oh, what am I doing? I don't know. There's something moving. It's okay, we got it under control. Okay, we're back. So make sure to leave a little gap between the first and the last stitch. So this is what we're doing, and back stitch, of course. So this is what we have. It doesn't really look like anything, but don't worry. It will soon. So we're just going to put our fingers in the hole that we just made and pull out the fabric that's tucked inside. We're pulling, and this is the tube of the scrunchie. So we're nearly there. Now you can grab your bodkin or just a safety pin, really something to put the elastic band in this country, the scrunchie, not the country, the scrunchie, apologies. And we're just putting it in and making sure that we don't lose the beginning of it, because that happens all the time. And we're trying to find the exit. Oh, there it is. Okay. And once you find the exit, you just pull, and you have the 2 bits of the scrunchie that you're going to sew together. Some people prefer to glue it or to make a knot, but I prefer just to sew it together to make sure that it stays in place. So you're just going to sew a couple of times across the 2 elastic bands. So now you're left with this. You're going to pull the whole scrunchie, make sure that the edges of the fabric seam are on the outside, and you have yourself a marvelous piece of art. We're just going to finish the scrunchie. If you don't have a label, you can just sew across this part, or I decided to use a label, so I'm just going to put the label in and sew it across. As you can see, well, I'm actually struggling to find where the hole is, but there it is. Bah. Okay, the hole's there, we put the label in, and all is good. And we just grab our little klutzy scissors and remove the excess thread. Just make sure you don't cut the fabric, as I've done it plenty of times. Pull out a little bit, fluff it up a little bit, and there you have it. You just made your own oversized scrunchie.